trying to eat and get healthy, stay healthy, whatever the case might be, a good option for you is to make some swaps.
Kind of nacho-ish, right? So the meat, the beans, the cheese, even the salsa isn't what gets you in trouble. There's really two things that's going to get you in trouble with nachos. One, the chips. It's literally 160 calories for 8 chips. You're going to use 2-3 times that at least. So just your chips alone is going to be 500 calories. And then the other thing that's going to get you in trouble with this is going to be like a nacho cheese, a salsa, something like that. Or not salsa, a sour cream. So if you're putting queso, those sorts of things, that's really going to put your nachos over the top. So for example, this nacho cheese is going to be 2 tablespoons, 90 calories. Okay, that's not too bad, right? 90 calories. But no one's ever going to use just 2 tablespoons on their nachos. You're going to use at least twice that, so that's going to be almost 200 calories just from your cheese. And the same thing is going to be true with sour cream. 60 calories, 2 tablespoons, that's not bad at all, but you're not just going to use 2 tablespoons. You're going to use a ton of it, right? Like you're going to gloop it on top. So what is 2 tablespoons of, say, the sour cream? Because I'm going to put some sour cream on. Next to there, 30 grams. So I've got this on here and I zeroed it out. So I'm looking to get to negative 30 grams, including the spoon, because I had the spoon in there. So we're at negative 14. So that is going to be half of serving. And then that should be about the same. Well, not quite, a little bit, negative 29.3 grams. So that is going to be a serving of sour cream. And when you're making nachos, you're not using that much.
Now, instead of my nachos being 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories, because I've got 500 just in the chips, and I've got a couple hundred in the sour cream, and a couple hundred in the nacho cheese, and then I've got my meat and my beans and everything on top. Instead, I've now this big, huge bowl. I've got lettuce on the bottom, so I made it more of a taco salad. I just kind of swapped it out. But I got lettuce on the bottom. I got some chips on top for that crunch. I've got a ton of meat and beans. I got sour cream. I got salsa on it. That entire bowl, and yes, this is a massive bowl, is 620 calories. That's easily within the range of a bigger guy like me, right? I did 500 for breakfast, this is 600 for lunch. This thing's gonna keep me full a long time because there's a lot of meat, a lot of good stuff in here. So make some simple switches. So instead of popping in the kitchen and getting a bunch of nacho chips and whatever, do some on top, but then do some lettuce as your base on the bottom. Instead of using a high-fat meat on there, I've got venison. It's really lean. It's going to be lower in calories, but it also is still good in protein. I've got some refried beans because that's going to help keep me full throughout the day. And then lettuce, of course. And then I've got the regular fixings and cheese. I've got cheese in there too. 624 calories versus the traditional way I would make this would easily be 1,000, 1,200 calories. I'm not even saying you have to count calories, but you need to know, at least especially when you're starting, okay, what am I putting into my body? What is that? What swap can I make? And what kind of a difference is that going to make? 600 calories for this. If I'm traditionally eating 1,200 calories, that is a 50% difference in the amount of calories that I'm putting into my body. So you do that over multiple meals and okay, I'm going to sub this. What difference does it make? Does it make no difference at all? Okay, I'm going to go to my normal weight eating. That's fine. But you need to learn that and know those things. It doesn't mean you have to count calories to lose weight. You don't. But especially when you're starting out, finding, okay, what swap can I do? This works better, and it's also going to be lower in calories, which means it should help me on a weight loss journey.